Good morning, everyone. So I thought I would do a little plan with me this morning. It is Sunday morning and I wanted to get my just kind of planner set up for the week. I did decide to put this in my budget, my 2025 budget planner this week, just to try something different. Again, kind of get a good feel for how I will do this moving into 2026. So I set up this structure the other day. I think I was just kind of playing around in terms of like what I could do with this format. Again, I will have a horizontal in 2026, not a vertical, but anyway, this is similar to what I'm doing in my Happy Planner, so I thought I would just give it a try this week, and then I can decrease down to 2 books for the week instead of 3. So with that, I will also give you a little bit of a preview of how I use my Reminders app. I think I mentioned that in another video, and I'll just show you how I pull from that to add to my week, and then I'll do another video another time about like how I actually organize my Reminders app, because it's a whole thing. And actually I need to do a little bit of cleanup in it, so that will force me to do that. So what I need here is my planner. Obviously need a pen, and then I've got a fall sticker book, and then just like I don't really need this anymore necessarily, but this had just like the what do they call it, like functional stickers. So I already used those here. And then this will be for like decor. And then I actually went and I organized my stickers maybe like a week and a half ago, because I was starting to get stressed out. So part of the problem with these like Happy Planner type sticker books, and a lot of sticker books they're the same format, is that the pages will kind of either fall out, or like sometimes they kind of like come out in a weird way. I don't really know how to describe it, but anyway, they were all over the place and it was stressing me out. And I also was having to flip through all these different books every week to find like fall themed stickers, for example. So I took all of them out, except for this one, because this one was fully fall and it's still in shape. But I took them all out and I sorted them by season. So I did fall, holidays. So I think I included Halloween and like Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever, and holidays. Winter, spring, summer. So basically the 4 seasons, then I added holidays in, and then I just put them in these like, whatever these are called, like sheet protectors. So that way it's like, okay, here is just everything that's related to fall, regardless of which sticker book it came from. So I don't know, it seems to be working pretty well. That way I only have to work with this. And then I also created a general bucket. So this is just like generic things like travel and dots and things like that. There's no seasonality to these stickers. So that is what I will work with today. And let's see. So typically I start by doing just like boxes, because that kind of, you can work around it more easily. I don't really have a lot to put in my planner. Again, I don't do any kind of journaling or anything like that. And it's really more of just like tasks, and then important things like my parents' cat's birthday is on Friday, or do I have like any appointments? So I actually do have an appointment I need to add on Friday, things like that. Just before I started this video, I looked in my calendar to see if there's anything I need to add. So again, I have this appointment that just popped up as of a couple days ago. I booked this, so I need to add that. And then one of my friend's birthdays is next week, so I want to make sure to send her a card. So always important to look at your calendar for like the week ahead, or even 2 weeks ahead, just to see if there's anything you need to plot on this current week. So first we'll do some decor. So I also always do a football. Let me check something. So Sunday, November 16th, they will play at 49ers at Cardinals. Okay. So I'll just do this guy. I'll say at Cardinals. Okay, so that's there. I don't really need to put the time or anything, because I'll find it when it comes up. Decor-wise, I'll probably use this guy just because it is very fall. I feel like I've done a lot of sunflowers recently. And I think I mentioned before, I don't really like cutesy stuff. So like, I don't like little mushrooms like this, not my vibe. These are kind of cute, but I don't know if they really go with the boxes that I put down. Let's see. I've been doing a lot of sunflowers. The stamps are okay, not really my vibe. I guess I'm very particular with my stickers and things like that. I like this sheet a lot. I think this is cute. I just don't like a lot of graphics. Like, I think this is really cute for Thanksgiving. I like something like that, but I don't like that. Like, I would never use that teapot. It's way too cutesy, and I don't like it. I like more crisp lines and like, I don't know. Okay, not really finding anything. That's kind of cute, I guess. I don't know. I might just go light on the decor this week. Maybe I'll do this guy for some washi just to, I don't know, add something in here. I've also mentioned that I am the absolute worst person in the world when it comes to decor. Like, I have no idea what the heck I'm doing. Not creative in the slightest, but that's okay. And then we'll just do maybe like a short little one over here if I want to call something out. I don't know. Okay, I didn't really like much there. Let's see what we've got here. So, okay, so this is an example of what this book was doing. You can see how it's like kind of starting to separate. That's why I had to pull it out, because I couldn't, it was all getting thick and it just was not working for me. All right, too cutesy. See, like, I like these. I think these are really cute. Not as cutesy. I don't know if I'm explaining myself very well, but I guess I could do like kind of like a little waffles or something. It's kind of fun. Maybe I'll put this guy here. Just kind of, I don't know, like I said, I'm really bad at knowing how to put like decorations on a planner. These are hard because they're so small. I feel like these are meant more for the monthly pages, but I'll see if there's anything I like. I like these little, just like little functional stickers. I don't really need them on here, but for another week. I like the little candle, but it's like, I guess I could put that here. Just put a little candle there. Okay, let's see. No, nothing I need. Could put like this little mug. Is that cute or not cute? I guess I could put this on the other side of here. Just like that, like balance things out a bit. Okay, and then these last two things are back to school, which I probably should just get rid of because I will never use those, but that's okay. All right, so that was that. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go light this week because, like I said, I don't know, I'm not feeling the decor for some reason. I think this is fine, but what I am gonna do is, actually I'm gonna add one of these little gold lists here, like a to-do list. So I'll put this here. I typically don't like regular boxes to be for my to-do list just because it's hard. Like, I like there to be like places I can check things off. So I'm gonna say, send Katie Wilson birthday card. Only problem I do not like about coil things, it's hard for me to write in the like near the coil. So that's gonna be something I have to get used to. Okay, and then for my Friday appointment, I will pull from here. Let's see if there's anything cute here. Appointments. Could do one of these, but I don't really like the color scheme for that. At least for like today's purpose. I do have these like miscellaneous little things. Let's see. No, I thought this, these two are my favorite stickers of like all time. And it's like, again, I'm hoarding them because they're so cute. So it's like a little like graph that you can like plot something on, and then a little tiny clipboard. How adorable is that? So I just hold on to them for just the right thing. Okay, I'm gonna use one of these little little push pins, and I'm gonna put that up here. Okay, and I'm gonna say, meet Olivia at 4 o'clock. I am looking for a new or like a second option of somebody to watch my cat Poppy when I'm traveling, because people aren't always available every time that I need to go somewhere, so I need to have a second option. So I'm gonna meet with somebody who lives somewhat locally, and hopefully she'll be a good fit. So, okay, so that's kind of the base structure, if you will. Okay, so now I will just give a quick overview of kind of how I use my reminders. I'm just gonna move that away. So, oops, my ESPN's up. Okay, so I use my reminders app. This is like, just make sure, this is my whole life basically is in reminders. And I like think about this a lot. I'm like, if reminders ever goes down, or it like everything gets deleted, or it ceases to function, like if they go out of business or something, I would be screwed basically because I depend wholly on this to make sure I know what the heck is going on. So I have like tons of little, like, I don't know, task lists over here. But what I use, and like I said, I'll go through this in more detail another time. But what I use is so you can go to like today, this is everything I have to do today, and then go to scheduled. So with scheduled, this is my favorite view because you can see everything, like basically anything you have in here. So I don't need to look at today because it's already going to be done. So my planner starts tomorrow, Monday, and basically I would just go through and transfer over my tasks from reminders to my planner. I don't put everything on the planner because certain things like exfoliate my heels, like I do that a couple times a week, and like I just don't feel the need to write that on my planner per se, but I'll put things like check outside for water, order this gift, whatever, things like that. So, and it's like by day. So I can just quickly go through. I've already gone through this. I actually did this earlier today and made sure that everything that I had on here actually needed to be on here. So sometimes I'll have something that I scheduled months ago and I'll be like, okay, I actually don't need to do that this week, so I'll move it out or whatever. And then I try to put specific times for everything because that helps me see my day and again, ensure that I can get everything done. So in particular, like on the weekends, like on a Saturday, I want to make sure, like, can I actually do all of these things? And if you assign a time to it, then you're like, okay, yes, I actually can. It's feasible. So anyway, that is what I will do. And I basically would put this to the side, take my planner back, and then just start plotting things out. Where did I have that gold? Where was this gold sticky? I wanted to put another one of these, but I don't know where it went. So instead, I'm just gonna do some of these little dots. So Mondays and Wednesdays, I am light on tasks because I go into the office those days and I just simply don't get a lot of stuff done. It's very limited time at home, and so I just know I would be really overwhelmed if I came home and had a giant to-do list. So I only have a couple things planned, which is going to be actually outdoor. These pens are supposed to be good and I'm not enjoying them so far. Okay, so I have to water outside, I have to dust my car interior, and order Parker and Dakota a gift. So Parker and Dakota are my parents' cats. They are sisters and their birthday is Friday. So we're gonna my sister and I are gonna just send them a little something. We're actually gonna get them an advent calendar for cats so that they can have little like toys and stuff throughout I think it's 12 days of Christmas, so they won't use it till December. They are the like most rambunctious cats I've ever experienced in my life, and so they need a lot of stimulation and like playtime. Okay, so that's Monday. Tuesday, so work prep. I'll like combine things. So work prep to me means pick out my outfit and make sure that my like meal plan and stuff or meal prep is ready to go, but I do all my meal prep on Sunday, so it is done, but just in case I needed to do something to prep for work, I just make it more generic. I'll say check mail. I don't check the mail every day because I don't have my mailbox right outside my house, and it's kind of annoying to walk to. Brush Poppy fur. She needs a lot of brushes, my Poppy. The other thing I do not write down in my planner is my workouts, and I don't really know why. I think it just got redundant at some point because I walk almost every single day. So I was like, why am I writing it down every single day? And I don't know, for a reason. I guess also because I have it in my wellness planner. I do not write my workouts down here, but I know that I need to do that because it's on my reminders app. So the other thing I had listed for Tuesday was to change my freezer water filter. I haven't changed it since I've moved into this house, and I don't know how to do that. I need to do research. And so for something like that I'm like, I plan to do on Tuesday, but I might not do it on Tuesday, I'll put it in one of these more generic boxes. So it gives me more flexibility because it's not like my to-do for Tuesday. It's more just like food for thought. And a lot of times I'll put these generic boxes like hovering over 2 days. So it's kind of like, oh, am I going to do it Tuesday, Wednesday? It doesn't really matter as long as it gets done. So I'm just going to put it here on this like Tuesday. And I'm going to say research, water, filter, replacement, freezer. I also do like shorthand for a lot of things in my planner because, we have limited space. So H2O equals water in my planner. Well, everywhere, but that's how I write it down in my planner. Okay, so that was Tuesday. Wednesday, see, this is going to be a little tricky to write on. Let's see how I can do here. Okay, so Wednesdays are trash days, trash out / in. Another thing I do to save space, so technically this is 2 tasks in my reminders app, so take the trash out and bring the trash in. And so what I'll do is like when I take it out in the morning, I'll just highlight the word out, and then I will highlight in when I get home from work. So it's 2 tasks for 1 spot. Okay, so I need to pay my coworker. I can't remember what this is for. There was some sort of holiday donation thing that I need to pay her for. I don't remember, but that's on the list. And then meal plan is also on Wednesdays. And I put a little note here. So sometimes I want to remember things, and either I'll put it on like in reminders, or I could put it here as well. But I just said banana bread. So I wanted to try making banana bread this week. And if I don't put it down somewhere, I will forget to incorporate that into my meal plan. In fact, I could do something like this, where I'll say banana bread, a little sticky, and put that here just so I don't forget. Okay, now sometimes this will happen where I actually do have one more task that I need to write, but I ran out of space, and so I have to figure out another place to do it. So I will go back into this guy and take one more extra little, or I could just do one of these. Maybe I'll just do a little purple for a little stand out, something different. All right, and then my final task for today or Wednesday is going to be water indoor plants. Okay, so that is Wednesday. And the other thing I should note is I will come in and add things like throughout the week. So I think I mentioned this when I was going through my overview of my planner, but like say it was Wednesday morning and before I left for the office, I thought of something I needed to do. I would just write it on my list before I left for the day. So it's flexible. Okay, I'm actually liking the way this is looking. I know it's like, again, light on decor, but it's speaking to me this week. Okay, so Thursday, all right, I need to buy stamps. This is for my holiday cards. Okay, so fantasy football lineup. I am the commissioner of my fantasy football league, which is basically just my family and then one of my dad's friends. I have 2 teams, one team for me, one team for my cat Poppy. And yeah, I really like fantasy football. I think it's just a fun way. I'm not competitive in the slightest with it. Like, our league is very low key. We don't do anything fancy, but it's just a fun way to like keep the whole sport as an interest rather than just my one team. Okay, wash PB blanket. And I don't know if other people do things like this, but like there's certain blankets, like, okay, first of all, I am a bit of a neat freak. Like, I get really grossed out with things really easily. And so things like blankets that like sit on my couch, I have to wash them frequently. Even if it's just me and Poppy that are using it, I need them to be washed regularly. And so I'll put things like this, like wash this is Pottery Barn blanket that I got, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. And every 3 months or more, but at a minimum, every 3 months I will wash it because I have it in my planner. And then groceries. I do my grocery shopping Thursday, so Wednesday is meal plan, Thursday is grocery shop, and then I do all my cooking Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the like Monday through Thursday is just like leftovers, and then trim Poppy claws. Okay, so that's that. And so this is kind of a weird thing I do. I don't really know why, but typically I only write my tasks through Thursday. And then I do the like Friday, Saturday, Sunday later in the week. I don't know if it's just that I get sick of writing things down at this point, but for whatever reason, I don't know if maybe it's because I like, in case things change or something, it's just how I do it. So anyway, that is what she looks like. And then I've got these boxes here for like, I don't know if I need to take a note of something, if something happens, or sometimes I'll write down like a little mantra kind of thing just to keep me in positive spirits, or you know, whatever it might be. Maybe I'll write down a gratitude entry. So it's just kind of open space if I want to use it, but I don't always use it. And then like I said, what I would do is, let's say tomorrow Monday I dust my car, then I would just highlight that and cross it off. So there you have it, nice and easy. And then I will next up do a video on my reminders app so you can kind of get a deep dive into how I do that. I really live and breathe by it and highly recommend something like that just to complement like a paper planner, because to me a paper planner would not be sufficient. There's absolutely no way I would remember all of the things that need to be done. So anywho, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.